You know, Feinberg talked a pretty good game this morning, as he always does. I don't know if you were there or anybody else was there, but you know, they have an uneven approach to their claims. You can find somebody with exactly the same story as somebody else, and they were treated very differently. Timeliness is a huge issue. We've got folks we work with who just can't get a bloody answer. They can't get a ball or a strike, notwithstanding the fact that Feinberg has said, well, in so many days we'll tell you this, in so many days we'll do that. And then the lack of transparency is killing me. I mean, I'm just not used to having somebody say to me, you know, well, we can't tell you about the situation with your constituent. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I've got a sheet of paper here signed by him that gives me a release. You know, we always get a release when we do casework. And, well, we're not going to tell you. I'm not used to it. Feinberg has told me face to face, you know, I'm sorry you don't approve of what I'm doing, but I don't work for you. You know, I was appointed by a man who lives on Pennsylvania Avenue. If you have a problem, go take it to him. He's literally said those words to me. Northwest Florida is a two-trick pony. Mm-hmm. It's, you know, when somebody in the Pentagon gets brack sniffles, we get pneumonia. And when our tourism industry takes a hit, we're on our knees economically. We're not going to get out of this unless we can put a third leg to the stool, which I think ought to be you know, mid-tech and high-tech companies, light manufacturing, that sort of thing. We've got to be able to do that. But you don't have any effect on the federal funds. Trust funds are trust funds. Your general revenue funds. If we eliminate the Department of Community Affairs, we probably can cut in general revenue funds less than $20 million. But $20 million, or even half of that, is still real money. Mm-hmm. Two choices: raise taxes or cut spending. We'll cut spending. That's a quote from the Senate President. Then the governor, if he comes in and says we got some taxes and fees to reduce, that's the next thing you got to do. But the first thing you got to do is cut spending. So to others, we're going to have to deal with education. You know, this is not popular to say, and especially for a former superintendent of schools, somebody who believes in a strong educational system. There will be deep cuts in education. And the reason is that the checks won't clear. If we keep writing checks in the same amount, the checks won't cash. So there will be deep cuts in education, in my opinion. There will be deep cuts in Medicaid, and there have to be outright eliminations of other government functions if we're going to reduce spending by $3.6 billion, and I think we have to.